Hey, what's going on, you guys? Dante at SMG War Relics. And today we're going to talk about wound badges. World War II German wound badge by Overhoff and Chi? She? Is that the correct German pronunciation? See, as an American, we would pronounce CIE as Psy, so I would say Overhoff and Psy, but it's not that, I know. So you German speakers can put your comments down below. But let's get to the brass tacks. Why are we talking about this wound badge? Well, if you know anything about anything, you will know that there's a little bit of controversy about these wound badges because it's silver, but we look at the back and boom, it's hollow. That's not supposed to be a thing. And we can skip ahead and there's a gold one too. Boom. And it's hollow. And kind of 101 of wound badges is that World War II era wound badges, it was mandated that they were only the blacks could be hollow. So silvers and golds should be solid. Now, sorry about the little cross off of the no symbol, but I'm trying to make my YouTube videos more friendly for YouTube so that the content stays up, it doesn't get brought down, and then also maybe it has a chance of getting monetized. It'd be nice too, wouldn't it? But yeah, it really, for the longevity of these videos, I'm going to probably cross off some of these no symbols from here and there, just so that we can keep this information public and not have it be flagged or brought down or just can my whole channel, because we don't want that either, do we? So anyways, back to the badge. So we have these Overhoffs, and the Overhoffs are kind of easy to spot. I believe they're all marked 81. I'm not sure if there's any unmarked Overhoffs. There probably is, but you can see circled there in red, there's a little 81 there. And let's take a look at the hinge. The hinge on these Overhoffs is easy to spot too, because it's actually part of the badge itself. It's not a separately soldered on piece. So it was basically stamped out, and then a little extra tab was over here, and then it's crimped down into the correct shape, holes drilled through it, and they put the little pin in there, binga banga boom. So it's a unique look, and it's not really as nice as some of the other badges out there. So if you were just looking at even a black version of this, you might be like, man, is this badge even real? Because it kind of looks a little chintzy. So then let's look at the catch, because it's equally as chintzy, because again, it's built into the actual metal. So you kind of imagine that this whole thing was one flat piece of metal, and this little tab was just kind of hanging out down here. So then they used some type of a press to press it all into the right shape. And then this tab was brought up, and voila, there we have the catch. So it's integral, I believe is the correct word we want to use, integral to the rim. It's not a separately soldered on piece. So it's an interesting kind of badge, and they're kind of easy to spot. So you got a kind of cheaper looking badge on top of the fact that we now have a clearly painted finish, and it's painted over black. And you can see in both of the silver and the gold versions that there's black paint underneath. The condition of this silver is very good, even though it is missing the catch. It got broken off, so I don't show a picture of the catch on this silver. You can kind of see down here that the catch got broken off, which I would assume would be a common thing with these because of just how kind of chintzy they're made. But yeah, it's easy to see on the gold. The black really shines through here. So the big thing with these is it's easy to dismiss these right away because we've all seen, or most of us have seen, or a lot of us have seen spray painted badges, right? Just backyard garage painted badges, and they look like garbage. You could tell they're spray painted. So when you get a badge like this, you're like, oh, it's painted. It's spray painted over black. Well, it must be no good. Well, here's the problem. There's a lot of these out there, a lot of them floating around. And they've been floating around for years and years and years and years, as long as we can remember. And I don't know if anyone has pinpointed the first one that they ran into. However, these are not spray painted in someone's garage or backyard or whatever, because you'd have to have, let's just say, thousands, right? Because of the amount that are potentially out there on the market. And they're all exactly the same, with the exception of the 81 maker mark is different. There was some, I kind of went on the forums and I looked at some chatter about these badges, and someone had said that the maker marks are always, I think they said the small size. But if you look at the gold, that's, I would consider that I don't have all the variants here, but that's kind of a large 81. And then we go to the silver and it's kind of smaller. So I don't know if it's a medium and then this is a small, or that's a large and this is a medium and then there's a smaller one. I don't know, but maybe there's just the two sizes. I don't know. I didn't dig into it, the minutia of that enough. However, you'll find them clearly with different size markings on them. So I'm doing this video because I just happen to have both of these in at the same time. I actually contacted Tom Durante about these because I had a feeling he would probably want these in his book, and if he didn't already have them, I'd be happy to supply these to him. So these are actually, both these wound badges are going down to Tom Durante for his new wound badge book. So I'm not sure how detailed he'll get into them, but they'll probably find their way into his book. So let's get back to, are these real? Well, a lot of people say they're not real, but you'll see them on dealer sites for full pop. And I mean, big money. I think the verdict is still kind of out until we have proof one way or the other. However, based on the fact that there's just a bunch of these out there and they're all clearly professionally painted by a high quality spray gun, high quality materials. They're all 81s. You'll never find different maker marks or spurious marks or anything on these. So they weren't made to deceive in my opinion. However, when were they made? They could have been made at the end of the war or sometime during the war, just due to material shortages. Maybe manufacturer, maybe Overhoff was like, oh crap, we can only make these stamped ones right now, so let's just pump them out. We've got orders to fill, so let's just take these black ones we've got in stock, let's paint them, and let's fill our orders and just be done with it. No, if we got to pay the piper later because someone's, somebody at one of the procurement offices gets bent out of shape or whatever about not following the standard, then we'll deal with it later. So maybe they were leftover stock or even new stock that was made shortly after the war to supply the souvenir market. Who knows? I mean, I don't have the answer. Maybe Durante can get into a little more in his book. But the main reason I wanted to pull this video out, do this video, is because I don't want you guys to just dismiss these when you find them and throw them in the garbage, because they could be good and you might be throwing away an opportunity to add something nice to your collection or make a couple of bucks. Do I think they're worth a ridiculous amount of money? I don't think so. I mean, I don't ask full pop on these just because of the stipulation, but some dealers do. So really, it's kind of up to you guys how you want to interpret it, but it's something that you guys should know. Don't dismiss them. They're a real thing, and they're out there. But there's still plenty of garbage painted ones that people just paint regular wound badges and call them whatever they want to call them. So those are still out there. So you kind of have to know the difference. You really just need to be looking out for those Overhoff manufacturer characteristics and the number there. Anything else I would definitely not buy, but these ones I would still buy if the price was right. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you next time.